Today we are going to IKEA for some Brompton gear shopping, shall we?
Yes, you heard it right. The iconic Swedish homeware manufacturer managed to, I bet unintentionally, create 3 items that can dramatically boost the utility of any Brompton bike. In this video we will check them out and talk about some tips and tricks on how to make the most use of them.
Number 1 is of course the iconic Dimpa storage bag. Priced at an amazing £3, it can fully cover your Brompton, including the saddle and all other bits and bobs attached to it, so no disassembly is needed whatsoever. Originally created to store car tires and other bulky items of similar size, it can be easily used to store and carry the bike around. It's extremely useful if you want to place your bike in the trunk of your car or pack it into some kind of hard shell bag for air travel. This way you can be sure that neither the lubricant from your chain or gear set will mark anything around, nor will something sharp or abrasive rub against the finish of your bike. The bag is made of transparent and rather rugged plastic, making it both durable and easy to clean with damp cloths. It won't fully protect your bike from being thrown around as a check-in luggage or if something heavy is placed on top of it, but for £3, the amount of protection and utility this bag brings is absolutely amazing. Plus you can easily fold the bag flat when not in use. Overall, I would argue that this bag is a must-have item for storing and transporting your bike in a nice and a secure way. The second item, and actually my favorite one, is the inconspicuous Frakta bag in size large. These bags are dirt cheap, just 75p. They're absolutely indestructible and can carry a ton of stuff. But you might be wondering, what on earth does it have to do with Brompton? Now here is the trick. If you roll it into this tall and thin cylinder, you can actually store it within the main tube of your Brompton. I would also suggest wrapping it in the clinch film to reduce friction a bit and hold it together. Squeezing it in and out takes some effort, but having a spare bag with a crazy 71 liters of capacity is amazing, especially in such an ergonomic and convenient way. It is very helpful if you happen to do some random grocery shopping with your Brompton.
And you can even pack your Brompton into the bag itself and then carry it around half covered.
By the way, if you are curious about other tips and tricks for grocery shopping with your Brompton, check out my other video on this topic. I'll leave the link in the description to this video.
And lastly, a perfect solution not only to store your bike, but also to have it as a pinnacle of interior design, the Kallax shelving unit. IKEA has a bunch of options available here, with a different number of these square storage spaces stacked together. The smallest one starts with just 1 square for the price of £22, with the biggest one having 25 squares for 150 quid. The smallest option we need though is the one with 4 squares for the price of £29. When you assemble just outer frame without these inner planks, the Brompton fits beautifully inside, again without the need to remove anything from your bike. You would even have some space inside left, as well as an additional surface to rest your helmet, some other cycling accessories, or even another Brompton on top. So if you're not sure where to keep your bike in the most graceful way, I bet there is no better option than Kallax. These shelves are nice, reasonably sturdy and spacious. They even have these in 5 or 6 colors. And a pro tip, the cheapest one is in plain matte white, as there is also a high gloss option which is almost twice as expensive. One other important thing to keep in mind, if you use these units with 3 or 4 levels, make sure you load heavy items to the lower section. Don't let small kids go berserk around them, or even ideally anchor them to the wall. And by them I mean shelving units and not the kids, although the latter can be even more helpful.
That's pretty much it in terms of IKEA cycling accessories. But if you are on a quest to get the most utility from your Brompton bike, please check out my other video about 10 must-have accessories and upgrades for your Brompton. I'll leave the link to the video in the description below. And before we close, I have discovered an interesting story about IKEA and cycling that I think cycling fans will enjoy. It appears that sometime in 2016, IKEA launched its own bike called Sladda. It had a very attractive price tag of £450 and was supposed to spearhead IKEA into urban mobility market. The bike was actually very cool, receiving a bunch of industry awards and accolades and featuring a belt drive instead of more common chain-based drivetrain. The logic behind such a design choice was to minimize the maintenance of the bike and avoid the entire chain cleaning and lubricating process whatsoever. IKEA even released a few handy accessories for these Sladda bikes, like baskets, trailers, and so on. However, unfortunately, the belt drive was not such a good idea after all. IKEA received multiple reports of belts snapping and breaking while the bike was in use, causing a fairly dangerous situation for the rider. So in mid-2018, they decided to recall all the bikes and stay away from the urban mobility market for good, which is a real shame if you ask me. And that's pretty much it for today. Thanks for watching, I hope this video was helpful. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. I wish you all the best with your ergonomic cycling adventures and see you next time!